I'm Will, and today I'll be taking you through the enum data type. Before that, I want to set up three constants. I'm going to have const 1 equals 1, const 2 equals 2, and const 3 equals 3. Now I can use these constants throughout my program because 1 will store 1, 2 will store 2, and 3 will store 3. But that seems like a bit of a waste of time, doesn't it? And quite frankly, it is a bit of a waste of time. And so that's why the enum data type exists. If I was to do enum, and I'm going to have one called age. And I want age to store 1, 2, and 3 as their keys. Now you notice I've capitalized the start of each of this. This is a special type of capping called Pascal capping. And what this does, it means that 1 will store 0, 2 will store 1, and 3 will store 2. But we don't want that. We want 1 to store 1, don't we? So if I change that, 1 will now store 1, and the interpreter will actually work out that I want 2 to equal 2 and 3 to equal 3. And if I just type in 4, 5, 6, it would increment each of them by 1, as I want them to. This means I've got no use for these constants up here, because I could just use this. Now, I also want to show you that I could use strings or characters in my enums instead. So I was going to have size, for example. I could have small, medium, and large, and I'll stop there. Now, I want small to equal S, but medium and large doesn't like this very much. It doesn't know what to have. That means if I'm using a letter as my value, then that means that each individual value must be assigned to the key. Because in this one, it can work it out. It worked out that was 2, it worked out that was 3. But with letters, it doesn't know what this is going to be, and so we have to show it individually. Now, if I was to create a variable using the age enum, let's say just my age, just so you don't get confused, let my age equals age dot. Let's go with age dot 2. And then we're also going to have something for size. So let my size equals size dot. And let's go with large. Now, to check that we're right, I'm going to put a console.log statement at the end, and it's going to output my age, and it's going to output my size. I'm going to save this file. So when I compile this into JavaScript and run it, we're going to want the program to output the number 2 and the letter L. So you see that I'm already in the video material directory because that's where my enums.ts file is stored. So if I do tsc for TypeScript compiler, enums.ts, you'll see it creates this JavaScript file, and it creates some disgustingly looking code, doesn't it? I don't like the look of that. I've only just started coding in JavaScript this year. I don't know what that means, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to type in Node, because we're using Node.js for all of this stuff. If you looked at my previous videos, you would have seen I've set this up already. So node enums.js, and as expected, it output the number 2 and the letter L, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. Now, what if we put const in front of the enums? Doesn't make any actual difference to the code, but if I was now to go into my terminal again and recompile this TypeScript file, so enums.ts, and I checked my JavaScript file, you can see that is miles simpler, and it makes no real difference to the code. It's just more optimized for JavaScript. Well then, I've been Will, and this has been how to use the enum